Hello everybody, I'm Donovin Darius. Welcome to another episode of Maximize Your Potential. I'm very blessed and happy to have my guest today, Mr. Wally Conway. He is the owner of HomePro Inspections. They've been in business for 25 years, inspected over 35,000 homes in Jacksonville. And so Wally, welcome to the show.
Pleasure to be with you, Donovan.
Well, as we were talking before we even came on, we talked about some of the things that you're passionate about. But first of all, tell us a little bit about HomePro Inspections and what that journey has been like for you.
Well, it's been fun. It's an entrepreneurial journey. It's exciting. I was a Navy pilot, retired in '94, never had been on a job interview. I was intimidated to go on a job interview, and I found it less scary to start my own company than to go on a job interview.
Well, sometimes, yes, exactly. Stepping out all by your own, basically, it's kind of like we always say in the NFL, hey, you're the defensive back, you're the last line of defense. And so, there's a lot of anxiety that comes with it, but it's a lot of responsibility. And so when you think about the success you've had with HomePro Inspection, how does that carry over into what you see your platform gives you in the community? What are some of the things that you're passionate about in this community?
Well, I've been very, very fortunate. As you mentioned, 35,000 houses. That's 35,000 buyers, 35,000 sellers, 35,000 buyers agents, listing agents. That's hundreds of thousands of people. And through the help of our mutual friend, Mike White, I've really got a philanthropic mindset over the last half a dozen years. And it became all the way to a passion point when I got involved with Best Buddies, helping young people with intellectual disabilities have a friend, have a buddy. I can sit down and have a conversation with you, and you can have conversations with others. But very often the kids with disabilities, not only does not anyone reach out to them to ask to be their friend, they're often subject to ridicule and bullying.
Yeah, a lot of times people hear about the opportunities for community work, they hear about philanthropic endeavors, but it's not until it really clicks to them and it makes sense to them. What was that moment like for you? Like, who inspired you to do what you're doing, and a little bit of why they inspired you?
Well, it's interesting. Mike White is the fellow who got me moving in that direction. But the actual time that it became an unbearable level of passion, I went to the Best Buddies Leadership Conference up at Indiana University. Beautiful school if you've ever been up that way. And they have a leadership conference that brings together people who are looking to do well in the community and many of the people with disabilities. And they brought out a speaker. It was a group of speakers. They were high school kids, and they were Best Buddies participants, and they were with their buddy partners at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School during the shooting.
Wow.
And they witnessed amazing tragedy, and they told the story of the love and passion that the kids had for each other, of shielding each other, and then of caring to each. It gives me chills when I talk about it. I'm sorry, Don.
No, that's all right.
And I thought, my gracious, we are through this program not just making friendships, but we're developing a level of character in people that I can enhance that by my involvement on the back end to put them in that position. But that was when it turned from, this is a nice and good thing for me to do, to something that just really pulled at my heart.
What resonates with me is the fact of when I came to the Jaguars to play, I knew that this was just something that I was doing as a vehicle to do what I was passionate and born to do, which was to do community work through my foundation and other programs that support youth. And it sounds like for you the same thing happened. In our pre-interview conversation, you talked about the adventures of philanthropy, which was laugh louder, live longer, and leave a legacy. Share with us a little bit. What does that mean to you in terms of, and then how can people make a difference with that same mantra?
What I was able to discover through the philanthropic journey is, yes, you get to do good things, and you meet the nicest people. And suddenly you're meeting people doing great things, who are wonderful people, who are involved in other things in the community. And people don't realize the power of the network of people doing wonderful things. And the other thing that's really important to me, Donovan, is this. People look at someone like yourself. You've been very visible in the community since you were a very young man, and you've done quite well for yourself. People say, well, of course, Donovan can do good things. Look at all that he's been given. But it really comes down to, if each of us says, this is what I can do economically, this is what I can do time-wise, not that you want to bankrupt your family through your good deeds, but share And from that sharing, other people share with you, and just the whole of your life just improves by giving back and having that mindset.
Most definitely. I always say that we can go faster by ourselves, but further with each other.
I love that.
And get connected. And so, Mr. Conway, share with us a little bit, how can we get in contact with you through your company, HomePro Inspection, or some of the philanthropy and philanthropic things you're doing outside of business or in the community?
The easiest way to track me down, Donovan, is right through the office. The website is gohomepro.com. The phone is 268-8211. It's a little hard to find me sometimes, but let my staff know this is who I am, this is what I want to talk about and why it's important, and we'll set up coffee right there in the office and meet and greet and enjoy each other.
Well, I appreciate the interview today. Again, we can talk for days. We have similar passions, similar hearts, whether it's in the business world or it's community, just using our life for a purpose. And so I want to thank you for being here today. And I want to thank all the viewers for watching today, another episode of Maximize Your Potential. I'll see you guys on the next show.